Wait, I'm not. Okay, I'm unmuted now. I'm a minute early. I was muted during my I fucked up again video. That would have been very ironic. It would have been highly ironic if I fucked up my I fucked up video. So, hey everybody, fucking another week done, and we're all closer to the inevitable sweet release of death. So, cheers, fucking whatever. How's it going? Before I get started with anything, I'd like to thank Agent of Doubt. He got me over 100 subscribers, so I could finally get my vanity URL and be treated like a real person and not be given a series of fucking numbers and letters, which, when you think about it, that's what a URL is anyways, is a series of numbers and letters. So I could have phrased that a lot better. So yeah, thanks, Agent of Doubt. You're good. You're good people. Most people already know that. He had the stamina to stay on the flag and shit, unlike a lot of us in this particular circle of YouTube. Like he's like a fucking hound when it comes to fucking people who've been flagged. Like he just knows he's got a good network built up there for information on flagons. I mean, flagons is weird because it sounds like dragons kind of, but there's no O-N on the end. Flagon and flag. I'm sorry, I'm really like, I'm not gonna lie. I smoked a little of the old Hasishi today, so I'm not high enough to the point where I'm in the astral keep fighting the dragons, like the Gorgons. Like I'm not there, but I'm pretty good. I'd say I'm in the Sylvan Glade, basket in the warmth of an autumn sun. What the fuck am I talking about? So, how do I start these? Oh yeah, fucking recaps. Not a lot this week. Like, this was a lazy week. I'll admit it. I mean, Trump did the Comey firing, and honestly, I could have probably done like 3 videos on that shit, but then I was like, diminishing returns, fucking just, I might as well just, also too, like, there'll probably be a development. Like, I had a feeling that a development would either come out like maybe Saturday, so it could dominate the Sunday news cycle, or more likely Monday, so it just sorry, I burped there, that's why I sounded weird, or it comes out or something, because like Comey, from all indications, like he knew some chicanery was up, so he made a little paper trail. He made some insurance. He made some whoopsie insurance. So videos, random high segue for random high videos there. So you know that works perfectly. Talked about how I would have. Also, I noticed somebody disliked that, and I want to clear up something. I am not joking. I am not fucking around when I say I would have sex with Joseph Merrick, John Merrick, the Elephant Man, whatever the fuck you want to call him. I sincerely, with 100% of my being, mean that I would give him a jolly good tussle. Because that's the kind of person I am. I'm a good person. I'm a good guy. Also, I asked if Vegeta's ever gotten laid outside of Bulma, because like we know he's gotten laid with Bulma. He probably like has a consistent, because Vegeta is a better fucking man, father, whatever the fuck you want to say than Goku. Like I didn't get into that in my video. Like Goku is just really a shit person when you really get down to things. When you get down to the nitty gritty of it, like Goku is kind of a bad guy. He's not like a murderer or you know a child predator or embezzler. He's not like tricking old people out of their pensions. But he's just kind of like mediocre shit. It's kind of like Team Four Star made the joke in the latest episode of A Bridge, where it's like, yeah, I fought my wife, and like she raises my baby. Now all she does is cook for me and raises my kid. It's like, yeah, Goku's white trash. If Goku was white, you know, he's a weird, freaky monkey man. So, like, I don't know about racial phenotypes within Saiyans. I don't know if there would be the equivalent of African American Saiyans. Why did I say African American? Like, I should have just said African. Like, I don't know if there's African Saiyans. I don't know if there was Asian Saiyans. I don't know. Like, pretty much every Saiyan I've ever seen. Well, there's some of them that had gray skin. That was kind of weird. That's some weird shit. The chat is a little dead right now. Completely, like nobody said anything. Unless the chat's fucked up for me. Let me test. Bloop. Bleep. Okay, yeah, I can type. So, worst case comes to worst. Like, I'll fucking talk to myself. Like that'll work. I could do that. Like, that's basically what Sundays with Napalm is. It's just a mental it's mental gymnastics for me, basically, to prepare for making videos on other shit. It's like, okay, Matt, you have an hour. You have to entertain people. You're fucking live. Just fucking dance, you fat fucking clown. Just dance for the people, entertain them, and then that will maybe transition to you being a better video maker, because I refuse to learn how to edit and do all that shit. Like, I don't want to put any real effort into YouTube, because like real effort could be easily fucking taken away from you. You know, like, what the fuck? Like, why spend hours like making a script and editing a video when it can all just be taken away? Like just. So Nick popped into the chat, and that reminds me, I'll probably do a video about this tomorrow, but me and Nick sat down and played a cat girl light novel, visual novel, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and it goes dark. It goes so fucking dark. Like, it's pretty bad. Well, I think these headphones are starting to die. Because, like, I'm noticing, also, yeah, let me. So, yeah, like, the audio quality also is anything, it steams up. Let me go ahead and go on offline mode. Yeah, restart in offline mode. There we go. Okay. Also, I didn't cut off Skype. I don't know if that would affect the audio quality at all, but like possibly because of bits and dudies. Yeah, see, I pop out the chat, so I don't actually. Let me. I know Thrill is Edible Napalm, like, audio checks his own show live again, but fuck it, we'll do it live. Yeah, that is really bad. Yeah, see, I pop out. Yeah, yeah. Like, I mean, it's not the worst. It's not the worst, because like I'm still fairly legible. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Like, fuck it. I don't know. Fuck it. Like. Yeah, yeah, Eric. I'd say that's a good. That's a good description. It's kind of some weird wobbly like static. I wonder if that was the same in my other video too. Then again, like I know Thrill as Edible Napalm does sound testing live on his fucking live stream. This is why you come here, folks. This is why you come here for the good shit. I think it is probably my internet though, because we got a lot of people here today, so a lot more people are probably sucking on internet. So shit happens. Like not every show. I mean, like every show so far has been a goddamn slam dunk, perfect fucking like fucking 2 through 3 aren't even an hour long because I can't tell time good because I'm high. Okay, fucked up again. Let me check this video. Because this will narrow it down. Because if this video is fucked up, it could be, well, it still could be technically the internet. Okay, that video is good. Or at least as good as an Edible Napalm video will be in terms of sound quality. So I think it is the internet right now. I think it's the internet. Also, like I'm filling with my bowl right now too. I'm really. I could have called this super distracted version too, because like I was worried I was gonna make it on time today. Because we shaved, we gave Ginger a shave down. We bathed Casey. Didn't like it's like Bradley came over for a bit. I know $1 Million Rabies. Like the show, this might be a new record for Sundays with Napalm. Like the show has fallen off the rails 12 minutes in. To be fair, today's flying. Like I started an hour early. Like usually I'd be like, shit, man. Like usually when I have something to fucking talk about, it's fucking worse because I end up talking about that thing and then I'm like, yeah, that was a good solid 30 minutes right there. And then I look down at the clock and it's been 5 minutes and I'm like, fuck, I have absolutely nothing to talk about right now. I am boned. At least here, at least today. Like, I mean, I guess I could talk about the Comey firings again. Like, don't worry about donations, Eric. Like, I could easily get a new lot. Like, this is not my first Logitech headphone set this year. Like, I always just buy the cheapest Logitech headset I can because they're easy. You just get them, you plug them in, and then boom, they work. I'm not against like donations and stuff, but like me personally, I'm like, I'm not good enough to fucking like spend money on. Like I'm not like, God damn it, I don't have fucking cigarettes. I knew I fucking forgot something. I knew. 1 second. God, fucking shit. Sorry about that, folks. I'd fucking lose my goddamn testicles if they weren't dangling between my fucking legs. It's always something. We should make like Sundays with Napalm bingo and like Napalm forgot something. There's one space. Napalm is horribly unprepared. Space number 2. Napalm says, don't judge him, he's high. Space number 3. Well, Eric, I mean, like, to me and stuff like donations seem, and I know like Patreon doesn't have like a standard thing where it's like, oh, if you don't like do like high production shit, like you can't use a Patreon. But like to me, I'm like, yeah, you should spend your money on something like Jason with a D, Opinionville, because he writes scripts and he has puppets and like he puts way more fucking effort into like a video than I ever will. It basically would be, Nick, because I would, to be fair though, I would like there would be bingo every fucking game, every game. Somebody would win. Oh yeah, speaking of Nick switched over to his Ensavier channel for his gameplay stuff because he doesn't want, you know, Nick can actually go places in life. You know, Nick hasn't decided to lie down in the gutter yet like I have. So Nick's like, you know what, I don't want a potential employer finding like out that me and Matt were talking about like cat girl sex slavery and how this cat girl light novel is just really super fucking dark if you even think about it for like 3 fucking seconds. For 3 fucking like seriously, cat, like that cat girl, like it's dark. It has a more unsettling fucking layer of just awfulness than fucking Limbo. I don't even remember the name of it, but also apparently it's a 7-hour game. So, oh yeah, that reminds me too. Skullholder. I don't know if any of you know him on YouTube. He loves snake women, like just loves them. He's like, that's all you need in life. That's all you need in life is a pair of tits and a cloaca. That's all you need. Because a cloaca is basically a vagina and an asshole in one. It's a super asshole for birds and lizards. Like, fucking, that's what Skull loves. He loves cloacas. Well, Lundy, remember, Skull wanted me to tell people this. Yeah, we also have Volume 0 and Volume 2. Apparently, Volume 0 is only an hour long, so, you know, that's good. It's not 7 hours, and then Part 2 is probably going to be 7 hours, and Part 2 is going to be uncensored, so we're going to get to see all the fucking porn. Yeah, Belgian Dan. Birds, well, not all birds, like birds that live in and around water have penises. So do reptiles. Like, because a cloaca isn't good for like water. Because basically, when a bird has sex and they have cloacas, they basically just rub their fucking asshole, their super assholes together. Yeah, that's why I'm like, Belgian Dan. I'm like, are you sure, Skull? Do you want me to tell people this? Because Skull doesn't have his big channel, so. But he's like, yeah, because I want people to know it's cool to want to have sex with snake girls right in their cloacas. Also, Skull's going to be doing a extensive Let's Play series on the Kingsfield games, and he's going to go into an in-depth lore analysis of them. Also, I should mention this. Skull is the one who bought this game for Nick, and he's the reason why I had to sit through that shit. So I'm not bitter at all. Not in the least. I hope he has fun with the Kingsfield games. It's like Dark Souls, but with tank controls. And it's first person. First person, tank controls, Dark Souls. Have fun, Skull. Yes, I did, Lundy. Like, as soon as you said super asshole yesterday, I was like, I'm stealing that. I'm fucking stealing it. I'm stealing it. I'm going to run it to its logical conclusions and then further and beyond. Good question, $1 million rabies. Like, are people who want to fuck like monster girls, furries, or is that just something else? Well, yeah, that's. So, I forget who I was with when we did this, but we looked it up one day because we were really curious about like some of the terminology. Because one thing I do know in furry terminology, that breast, whenever you see a boob on something that's not supposed to have boobs, so like snakes, to be fair, dragons don't count in my opinion, because dragons can be whatever the fuck you want them to be. Like if I spit in a fucking jar and I throw it at people and I'm like, that's a fucking dragon, that's a fucking dragon according to the mythos of that fucking story. Dragons can have tits. Like, dragons can have tits in my opinion, but like with snakes and shit, their tits are called chest tumors. The least sexiest fucking term ever, tumor. Like, seriously, tumor, it like, cancer, you could say, like, you could probably seduce somebody by saying the word cancer. It's got those lovely C sounds in it. Like, you could stress the C. Cancer. It's also got that nice R at the end. Like, you like, if you got a smooth enough game, like, you could probably score some tail with the word cancer. But tumor, like, see, like, that doesn't work. Tumor is the least sexiest word in the English language. Second is moist. Moist is awful. But yeah, like, scaly is for snakes and lizards. Fishy is for fish. Avian is for birds. I forget the one for insects. It's a really weird one for insects. Terophilia. Terophilia, huh? Trying to think of, like, I can't remember. It was a weird term. Yeah, like, look at Arnold with, like, it's not a tumor. That's why Arnold Schwarzenegger was the serial sexual harasser. He just said the word tumor so often, like, people were like, no, we don't want any of this. I'm not saying cancer is the most romantic word in the English language, now mind you. I am just saying it's higher on the list than tumor. Tumor is rock fucking bottom. Also, cyst. No, cyst is good. Cyst. Like, you got a lot of good sounds there. This is why Nick doesn't want like his real name associated with that Let's Play, because oh boy, that's like, just imagine what I just like the tangent I just went off on, but like way worse. Like we get into like how much like I'm gonna say right now, this might be the joke I am most fucking proud of in my life. I want it on my fucking tombstone. When I die, somebody present this fucking video as motherfucking evidence for what I want on my fucking tombstone. So Nick is a statistician. He knows numbers. So I had one joke. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about with the cat girl shit, but there's one fucking joke. There's one fucking joke I had immediately in mind when he was like, I want to play the cat girl things. And I sprung it on him immediately. I was like, hey, Nick, you're the math guy. So what percentage of human would you say a cat girl is? And he was like, I don't know, like 90%. I was like, okay, cool. Can you turn that into a fraction, if you would? For example, something like 3/5. I'm so fucking proud of that. Like, because again, like this cat girl world is just sexual slavery. There's just no pretense about it. It's just it's slavery. You own sentient sapient beings, and you force them to work for you, and they have sex with you. Jefferson shit. Like like it's some dark shit. Like, and I got into like, oh, I don't want to spoil every joke, but like that's the thing. Like that is weird to me about like these like fancy fucking like visual novels. Because like in a real fucking book, a real fucking novel, they would actually explore like, hey, what is the societal impact of fucking cat girls? How, like, what is fucking the Pope's fucking position on cat girls? Do cat girls go to heaven? Do cat girls need to be baptized? Do cat girls just go to fucking limbo? What happens there? And that's not even going into all the dark, fucked up places I go. Like, is pedophilia a thing in the cat girl universe? Has rape been solved because now there's a fucking lesser cast of entity, the cat girl, who is considered fucking property? Like do human rapists even exist anymore, or are they just raping cat girls? Like, it just like, and it went on for like fucking like 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours of basically that. What I just gave you there. I just gave you a little bit of a taste. Well, that's the fucked up thing, Belgian Dan. Like, me and Nick fucking together realized like cat girls, according to the Constitution, cat girls would be more people than fucking blacks were by our Constitution. Like, cat girls are 9/10 of a person. Like, it's just really fucked up. Like, and none of this will ever get explained. Like, sweet dear Lundy, who needs to do another fucking Let's Chat video. Dear sweet Lundy took it upon himself to call out to the creator of this game and ask him some questions. The cat with hand. That sounds neat. Like it's like I was telling like me and Nick were like we really need to make a game like a visual novel where we just answer all of these questions that we bring up in, like with cat girls like because I'm not like like I don't have a problem with visual novels like as a genre on the whole because there's some great games that could be technically fall into like Phoenix Wright like that's a great fucking series of games but like I really do hate the kind of fucking like the visual novel that is currently right now popular on Steam basically just fucking clip art and porn. I don't like because to me it's like this is literally the laziest fucking thing you can do. And I know, like, I guess you got to get your foot in the door somewhere, somehow, that kind of thing. But like, man, is it a lot of fucking just repetitive fucking dribble on there, where it's like, here's a scenario with like 5 girls. You have sex with them. The end. Also the cat game auto played itself, which I'm like, you know why that's happening, right? We're both like reasonably educated adult human beings with functioning brains. We all know why there's an autoplay feature on the porn game. Also, that's the other thing too. Like, you have to pay if you buy the Steam version, which the Steam version is $10. If you buy the Steam version and you want the porn, you have to pay another $10 from the fucking company itself to get the porn scenes to put into the game. Yeah, honestly, I like the Honey Pop like games better. That mainly like I haven't played Honey Pop itself, but I've played Honey Cam Studio, and I really fucking enjoyed that game. It has like zero replay value once you fucking beat it, but like, man, Honey Cam was a real just fun time waster. Wow, like. Also, too, that's the other thing I hated about like. To be fair, me and Nick were skipping over the fucking like the dialogue, like fucking like people dying of fucking thirst, skipping over fucking glasses of seawater. But like we we just couldn't get into any of the fucking like cat girls personality wise. Like they all just seemed kind of the samey and like really tropey. Like any character differences was just like, oh, this one's the big dumb one, and that one's the kooky crazy one, and blah 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 blah. Like at least Honeycam and Honey Pop, like they had some fun with that shit. They had some fun with tropes. Like that's like I just kind of hate the naked cynicism of fucking Nico, whatever it is. Like it just it just to me comes off as like, yeah, we're making a porn game. Like we don't care. Also, too, I just don't get it. Like if you want to play a porn game, go to fucking Newgrounds. Like they have hundreds of them for fucking free. Like you don't need to pay for pornography in this day and age. Like I'll be honest, like if I see somebody paying for pornography, I'm like that person's a weirdo. What's up with them? Why don't they want computer porn? Are they off the grid or something? Do they have a fucking? Do they have like? Are they off the grid? Like what the fuck? Like what's up with them? Why don't they have? Why don't what they? Why are they buying fucking jugs? I didn't even know jugs was so fucking. Is jugs even still? Like probably isn't. Like I don't see any porn anymore. Like at all. Like you know, when you like hell, most fucking gas stations don't even have like fucking goddamn magazine racks anymore. Thinking about it, like really, like the most you'll find in most gas stations now is just like a newspaper rack. Sorry, I was thinking ahead of resin. My sister's here, so she was like, "Hey, clean my bowl that I don't clean out very often," and it's just I got like a fucking chunk of resin out of it, the size of like I'd say a large mouse or a small rat's skull. Yeah, like there's sometimes where it's like, man, it's a little hard to find. Like, I guess if you're into like a certain weird niche, it can be hard to find that shit. But like, just like one, Bing and Yahoo. Bing and Yahoo are the best fucking are the best search engines for porn. I honestly wonder too, like if that's a conscious choice on Microsoft and Yahoo's part, where it's like, look, we're never gonna beat Google in terms of like cataloging the internet itself. Let's just go straight for the fucking porn. I think it is. So yeah, like if you're really hard up on trying to find something like pornographic, like get off of fucking Google and go to Bing or fucking Yahoo. Like even not even typing in porn. Like if you just regularly look something up, because this is how I found this out is on my laptop. Like one of the things that McAfee fucking did is it set the default search engine for Yahoo for some reason, and I was just like, I'm too lazy to switch it. I'll just use Yahoo. And I started to notice, like, any fucking time I would search anything on Yahoo, it would, like, there'd be at least 10 to 15% porn. It was amazing to me. And if it was like, if I was trying to look up something like, God forbid, like Undertale walkthrough, that number would fucking double. So it'd be like 20 to 30% fucking porn. But yeah, like good old Yahoo and Bing. It's the only things they're good for. Like Bing was neat when it first came out, where it's like, oh, it's got the picture, and you can click on the picture and look up the little things. Because I'll be honest, I've never been a fan of like Google Doodles. Like that always just seemed like like how about you stop being fucking pricks, Google? Nobody's impressed by your cute little fucking shenanigans. Like, how about you stop fucking around with YouTube and actually fix the fucking site? Like that would make people like you a little more. You know, like I don't know. Like poor fucking YouTube. It never really had a chance once fucking Google bought it, you know? Because mainly that's like Google's MO. They'll buy something and then they'll basically be like, eh, we're bored now. They're basically like fucking me. They're like a fucking a stoner. Like they'll buy something, they'll fucking forget about it, and then they'll fuck off. Oh, sorry, I burped again. Yeah, some of the doodles are fun. I'm not made of stone. I'm not like a fucking baby eating gargoyle. I have a soft spot. Like the Freddie Mercury doodle was fun. The Pac-Man doodle was fun. But like I say like 75% of the doodles are really forgettable. Like, honestly, most of them are just pictures, really. Some of those can be interesting, I guess, because it's like, oh, how does this picture spell out Google? And then it's like a magic eye that everybody can do. I gotta look at this picture and see, like, oh, there's the O's and there's the little G. Okay, I get it. I get what you're playing here, Google. On Google has fucking mainly it's just because it's not that I hate Google any fucking less. It's more just like what's the fucking point? Like over their whole lifetime, probably Microsoft. Like it's kind of a toss up because there's a lot of fucking just shady shit that Google's done. I mean, though, I was gonna say at the same time, like they did start off relatively clean. Then again, kind of not, like because one of the things like isn't like widely reported with the founding of Google is they actually used college money to make Google. Like they got a fucking grant from their university to do Google as like this fucking as this project, and then when they realized like, oh, there's money in this, they further developed it into what became Google. Like the Microsoft, Google. It's kind of like asking like, and I know like Nazi comparisons, blah blah blah, like that gets a little old. And like, you know what? I fucking have even said like, oh, Nazi comparisons are fucking, but I kind of got to do it here. It's like who was worse over their entire run, like the USSR or Nazi Germany? Like, it's like I guess I got to go with the Nazis, even though they were like less. They had less time. Like they just kind of immediately. I mean, there were some like not terrible leaders of the USSR, like Khrushchev. Khrushchev wasn't like a complete monster. He wasn't fucking Stalin. To be fair, like anybody who came after fucking Stalin was going to be an improvement, you know? Like, like honestly, succeeding fucking Stalin was probably the easiest fucking thing to do in the Soviet Union. Thinking about it, because it's like, yeah, fuck it. Like, I can't do any worse than that fucking asshole. Like, shit. Yeah, Google does like a lot of those fucking weird things. Like, that's one thing I'll fucking defend. Like something like when like anybody here remember the Panama Papers when it came out that like people like companies like Google and like Apple had some of these offshore things, and people were like, oh, look at that Google and Apple trying to like fucking dodge tax. And not saying that Google and Apple probably don't try to dodge taxes. They most assuredly fucking do. But the main, and probably the internet, probably somebody stopped was off of the internet. So yeah, it's probably the internet. So like maybe it's because I'm defending Google. Maybe it's because I'm defending Google, and you know what? Google has been bugging me about being a fucking partner because I got the fucking view, like I got like the most views. But yeah, with the Panama Papers, like the reason why like a lot of those tech companies had those like shell companies set up was because they use them to develop shit so they don't leak. Like the Apple shell company, that was working on the Apple car thing that Apple's been wanting to fucking do for years. Like that basically went fucking nowhere. And then I forget what the Google one was, but they were fucking. It wasn't a slush fund as it was like we can use like basically the mechanics of a slush fund to better have a layer of security. Because Apple like people forget about that because Apple's really fucking like quiet about it, like especially in recent years. But like Apple has been trying to fucking like work on a fucking self-driving car like right alongside the Google cars and shit. But for some reason, like they don't like that's the thing I kind of like about Apple. I don't ever really use Apple products ever. Like I'm not an Apple cult or person or whatever the people call Apple fans nowadays. But the one thing I always kind of liked Apple under Steve Jobs was like we're not just going to release prototypes like continuously and call it a thing for early adapters. That's what fucking pisses me off so fucking much with modern Nintendo. Like I would love I like seriously, I would love to have a Switch. Like that looks so cool. But like looking at the Switch, I can immediately fucking tell that it's gonna be like the fucking Wii. It's gonna be like the Wii U. It's gonna be like the 3DS, where in like 6 to 8 months they're gonna come out with a fucking better version that legitimately fixes every dumb fucking problem that they had because they released basically a prototype that was 90% finished. Like, like it that shit fucking super annoys me with Nintendo. And it's like, but like most Nintendo fans don't think like me. Like I know Jim Sterling has the bit where he's like, I'm the last true Nintendo fan, but I kind of feel the same way with him because I'm like, I consider myself a Nintendo fan. Like Nintendo was always my preferred console, even like when the PlayStation and shit came out. Like, I mean, to be fair, there was probably a time where the PlayStation was my favorite console because I got into like a really big JRPG phase during that time, and like let's be honest here. Like the N64, it has its charms and stuff, but like JRPGs is not one of them. It's like, and that's it. I know there's fucking Quest 64, but I'm not counting that piece of fucking tripe garbage. Like, fuck that game. But, uh, fuck, I had a brain fart. But yeah, like, I really preferred the GameCube over the PlayStation 2. Like, mainly because of that fucking controller. That's something that also pisses me off with Nintendo, where not, it doesn't usually piss me off, where, like, Nintendo basically comes out with a new controller every generation because Nintendo's like, look, we don't want to be stuck doing one thing. We want to kind of innovate, blah blah blah, do all that shit, yada yada yada. But like, God fuck, is the GameCube controller like one of the best designed control? Like, I'm not gonna definitively say it's the best because I'll admit I have not played every using every game controller ever created, so I can't say that. But like, it is a really great fucking controller, and it pisses me off that like whenever Nintendo, I think they started doing it maybe with the Wii U. I'll be honest, I didn't pay a lot of attention to the Wii U. Like one of my friends had one, and pretty much the only thing I fucking did on it was watch Netflix. Like That's what I like doing on it, because I could watch Netflix while everybody else was talking, and I was like, I like this. Well, Contra's never coming back, Belgian Dan. That's owned by Konami. Just like Suikoden, the Hudson Soft Library, Castlevania, Metal Gear, Silent Hill. God, it really hurts too, because Konami used to be one of my favorite like third party developers. Like, they might have been my favorite third party developer, because it's like that list I just rattled off there. Like, those are some of the greatest fucking games of their genres ever fucking created. Like, Suikoden, I will fight. I will fight motherfuckers on this one. Suikoden has a better, more coherent fucking story than any of the Final Fantasy games released during its fucking lifetime. Like, I will fucking put the Suikoden games over fucking the Final Fantasy games in terms of telling a cohesive narrative that you give a shit about. Except for maybe 9. 9's really good. Like the Black Mage Genocide, that's really effective to get the old feels fucking going. Well, like I do too. Like all hell, like because like with the it's kind of like with my thing with Golden Age comics. I think I talked about this on like an earlier Sundays with Napalm, but it's like I kind of like and appreciate Golden Age comics and Golden Age video game stuff, because it's like there were no rules. They were just making the shit up as they were. Like, they didn't have some fucking guy in a suit being like, well, if you make the controller 5 centimeters smaller, we've found that the average, like, the medium hand length is 5 centimeters smaller. So if you do this, you'll get you'll hit all quadrants. Also, can you maybe put a purple streak on there? The urban demographic loves purple. I'm not joking. All hail TMG. I fucking forgot about Metal Gear Survive until you just mentioned it right now. Like, say this shit too. If Kojima did a fucking say what you want about Kojima. Again, I'm not a huge fan of him, but I respect him because he's weird and he has crazy fucking like visions for what he wants his games to be, and he does that shit. It just happens that like a lot of the shit he does heal. Like, unlike some other people who are like weird, like alter game designers like Suda51 or I forget the name of the guy who does like the Nier games, but like that guy finally hit gold with Nier Automata. So, but yeah, like I like that fucking Kojima is like, I have a vision for my fucking game world. I don't give a shit what the suits fucking say. Like, and like fuck off. So like, I know if he was to put zombies in fucking Metal Gear, they would be the most craziest fucking zombies ever to fucking exist. He like, they would not. It wouldn't be boring. Like, if Kojima was still making Metal Gear and I saw there was a trailer with fucking zombies in it, I'd be actually interested. I'd be like, oh shit, he's fucking tackling zombies. Like, what is he gonna do with this? It's kind of like Bloodborne, right? Like, I love fucking Bloodborne so fucking much. It might be my favorite fucking game of like the last decade. It's that fucking good. And one of the reasons I love Bloodborne so much is they do something so few fucking people do with the Cthulhu mythos, and that is just fucking do something different with it. Like, like there's definitely like a lot of stuff that directly comes out of the Cthulhu mythos in Bloodborne, but the main narrative, the main story with how it fits into existential horror, it's a 180 from fucking Cthulhu. Yeah, Tara. I can't say names good. Like Suda, well, Suda 51 is the same way because he makes a lot of weird fucking games. But like Kojima's like would do the same thing probably with zombies. Like he'd be like, hell, fucking Blood, like From Software did the same shit with fucking zombies, like with Dark Souls and the Hollows, and how fucking interesting Undead became again. Like I think I don't know if I've said this on the Sundays with Napalm, but there one series I would love to see From Software tackle. Them fucking tackle Metroid, a Metroid game from Software, because I think they would. They and don't get me wrong, I love the Metroid Prime games, but I have like the problem with my nitpick problem, and I will admit it's a nitpick. My nitpick problem with the Metroid Prime games is my nitpick problem with Aliens, the movie, and that's like it kind of stopped being about like horror and started being more about action. And I like don't get me wrong, I love fucking Aliens, I love the Metroid Prime games, but I'm like I kind of miss the fucking horror elements of the Metroid series. And like I'm willing to bet fucking goddamn From Software would easily be able to re-inject the horror. Like, could you imagine like the creators of Dark Souls, the creators of Bloodborne, fucking doing shit with Metroids? Like fucking like Metroids would be a legitimate terrifying fucking video game enemy again. I had a great quote I said in a chat the other day because Lundy was like somebody was Lundy was watching the porn scenes from the Cat Girl game for us because he was looking to see if we missed any, because we don't have the, because me and Ensavier don't have the uncensored version of part 1. So Lundy was like, let me see if you guys missed any sex scenes. And fucking and and Lundy was looking him up and shit. And he's like, in between every sex scene, there's these ads and shit. And it's like, one of them is like Samus Aran fucking Charizard. And I was like, that's fucking bullshit. Samus Aran would never have sex with Charizard because it would remind her too much of Ripley. Like, she would never fucking do that. Like, it would just trigger a PTSD of her fucking race being wiped out. Now, she would probably fuck some of the humanoid Pokemon. I'll say that. Like, she's in a weird universe where there's aliens and shit. She was fucking raised by freaky fucking bird people. Like, she'd totally fuck a Machoke or Machamp. That's probably a little too. Then again, we don't know if Samus is a pet. Like, she might be a pedophile. It's never been disproven. Did you hear about Scorn, the H.R. Geiger style horror game? No, but that sounds cool. See, like going back to Bloodborne though, like I love it so fucking much. Like I love the fact that they just twist it in the best way too, because they're like, you know what? There is a fucking problem with like a lot of H.P. Lovecraft stuff because of his just monstrously blatant racism. So let's fucking do like a take on that. Like, let's have a fucking story where the old ones, and this is something too, and I'll end on this thought because we're getting to 5. This is what's always pissed me off with like a lot of mythos, Lovecraft mythos, like like stuff. It's the fact that the old ones are always fucking evil. Like that makes no sense to me. You know, like if humans are to, or if like the humans are to ants, what fucking like well, I'm fucking all brain farting like left and right. So like I never got that shit. We're like, oh, the fucking great ones, the old ones, like whatever the fuck they are, like they see humans like fucking ants, like they don't fucking care, but at the same time they want us to be destroyed. It's like that that doesn't make sense. Like, are we like, and it's never like, oh, we're just annoying them, cause like Azeroth wants to fucking eat Earth like a gumdrop, but like the human, like he doesn't like the human ants rolling on it, so he hired an exterminator and fumigated the Earth for a bit. So it's never something like that. It's just like, no, like they're just evil. They want to corrupt. Like, it's like, why, like like shouldn't the logical conclusion of existential horror be that like the great ones have absolutely no interest in fucking humans because we are so fucking beneath them? Like we found God, and God is completely 100% disinterested in us. Like, to me, that is a more horrific concept than just like, oh, we found fucking God, but it turns out it's a space squid and it hates us and it wants us dead. Like, I hate that shit. Like, the only fucking great old one I can get behind being intrinsically evil is fucking Hastor, the King in Yellow. And that's because he's in the fucking dreamscape. So, like, I can see him being corrupted by human nightmares and shit. But, like, Nephrohotep, like, why is Nephrohotep fucking evil? Like it just annoys me. And on that annoying note, and this is probably an annoying note too, because we're having fun, but that's like, fun has to end sometimes, and this show's an hour long. It's gone over an hour now at this point, but I'm not good at fucking ending shit, so bye-bye.